Stay Home Adventures with Grandpa and Nana.
Episode 15, Rainy Day Chili.
Welcome, kids.
To Quarantine Cooking with Grandpa and Nana. Today, we're going to be making chili.
Chili today, hot tamale.
We're going to be using my mom's, so Gran's cookbook, and we're actually making my brother Chris's famous Atkins chili. So what's the first step, Grandpa?
First step is always to put on your apron.
Let me hand me my apron, Grandpa.
Perfect. This is the one that says for Susan.
Our aprons have our names on them.
And the Scott apron.
Do you know where we got these, Grandpa?
Yeah, Gran made these. Thank you, Gran. Okay.
Thanks, Gran, for the lovely aprons. And what's the second thing we do, Grandpa?
We gotta wash our hands before we touch any of the food.
Okay, so now that we have clean hands and our aprons on, what are the ingredients in Atkins chili?
These are the ingredients. The first ingredient is 1 pound of ground chuck and 1 pound of sirloin steak.
Okay, so we didn't have sirloin steak, and I'm not going to go to the grocery because we're in quarantine. So we're going to see some substitutions today. A substitution is replacing one thing for another. So we're going to be just using 2 pounds of ground chuck today.
We got it. The third thing is 3/4 pound of smoked sausage. We have to dice it. The second thing is 2 cups or less of diced onion. Got to be careful when you dice the onions because it can make you cry. The third thing is 1 large green pepper diced. You're going to see what dicing is in a minute. 3 garlic cloves. We're going to mince them, whatever mincing is.
That's a little bit smaller than dicing.
It's good to know.
Now, we also have something else. You notice I put the meat on one tray and it doesn't touch the vegetables that are on another
No, it does
mat.
not.
So we have something that's not on the list.
Rabbit food.
These are carrots. And I'm going to add 2 carrots to the chili today. Now, normally you don't put carrots in chili, but Grandpa bought so many carrots.
Wow.
That
I
I'm
thought
not
the Easter
sure.
Bunny wanted them.
I'm not sure that we'll actually be able to eat that many carrots. So I'm trying to use them wherever possible. So I'm going to dice them up and put them in the chili. I think it's going to be good.
Deal. The next item is the canned items. It's going to be 2 16-ounce cans of diced tomatoes.
I didn't have 2 16-ounce cans. This is a 16-ounce can. I only had 1. But I did have a big can, and it's a 28-ouncer. So I could just use this, but I'm going to use both because later in the recipe it calls for an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, which I did not have. And tomato sauce is basically just blended up tomatoes. So I'm going to use both of these cans for the tomato sauce and the diced tomatoes.
Got it. The next is 2 16-ounce cans of kidney beans.
Now, again, I'm not using 2 cans of kidney beans. One, because I just don't like that many kidney beans. So I'm using 1 can of tri-blend beans, which is kidney, pinto, and black beans, and then 1 can of black beans, just black beans, because I had a lot of them and I like them. So that's another substitution.
The next is an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce,
Which we didn't have.
which
so
we
we're
already
using
used.
that.
Yep. And the next one is a can of Rotel tomatoes.
So if you don't know what Rotel is, it is basically just diced tomatoes, but they've added green chilies, so it's spicy. So it's really good in like chilies.
And the last thing is a package of William chili seasoning sauce or McCormick's, whichever you happen
We
to
didn't have Williams. I don't think we have Williams out here. So we use McCormick's chili seasoning.
For 2
and
pounds.
It actually says for 2 pounds, and each package is only for 1 pound.
1 pound, 2 pounds.
So if we have 2 pounds of meat, we need 2 packages of this. And then I see one last thing on our list, which is a can of
Looks like corn to me.
corn. I just happen to like corn also in my chili. So I'm going to put a can of corn in.
Kind of corny. That's it for the canned items.
So the next thing we're going to do is Nana is going to dice up all of the veggies. And then I'm going to have Grandpa browning the meat.
Brown the meat.
Okay.
Red meat, it's gonna be brown in a few minutes.
Here we go. Okay, so we have chopped all of our vegetables, and Grandpa browned the ground beef,
Brown the ground.
and then I chopped up the sausage and just put it in there because it was already cooked. So what do the instructions say we do?
So we said this a minute ago, brown the meat in an oven, drain it, saute the onions, the peppers, and the garlic in the same pan. So we need
Okay.
to saute.
I'm gonna saute.
Saute, a
So-
new word.
I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil. I know it doesn't say to, but I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my pan just to keep the onions from sticking.
That's a big bucket for chili.
And then I'm just gonna dump these in.
So she can saute.
Gotta get me a spoon. With this spoon. Make sure I get all that yummy goodness, all those yummy vegetables. So we had chopped onions, green pepper, and then I added the carrot. We'll see how that tastes. So while the onions and veggies are sauteing, then we have to open all of our cans.
We can do that. I'm going to start
Let's
working
do
on
that,
that.
Grandpa.
Then it says to combine all of the ingredients and simmer for several hours. So we're not eating this in the next few minutes. Good thing we're doing this right after lunch because it's gonna be for dinner. Corn is maz. So tomatoes are tomatos. Beans are frijoles. Chile is chile. And corn is actually maz. There you go. Spanish lesson for today.
Okay,
Do
so
we have to drain these, Nana, or no?
Nope.
Okay. So what would you like next? Some beans?
it says pour everything together in the pot. So
Beans
we're
are
putting
coming in.
everything in.
One can of the musical fruit. Here comes another can of
Fruit.
musical fruit. The
Fruit.
more you eat, the more you toot. The more you toot, the more you...
Because beans have fruit.
Said beans, and musical fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. Whether they're fruit or not, it rhymes real well. Okay, here comes two kinds of tomatoes. Voila. Y la corn or the mas.
Oh no, I would drain that.
We're gonna drain the corn.
And I'm gonna actually add the chili seasoning to the meat because I think it makes the meat taste really good.
Here comes the corn or the mas into the everything else that is cooking here. My goodness.
Can you stir it up?
Voila. I could. Stirring. Oh my goodness, this is a big pot. Too bad you guys aren't here to enjoy this and to smell it. But it certainly smells good.
I wish we had smell-o-vision.
That would be Willy Wonka.
So I put the packages of chili seasoning actually in with the meat. You don't have to do it this way, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know, I think it makes the meat taste a little better. And then I'm gonna put it in the pot.
And
And we're gonna let it cook for several hours.
I'm going to unhook this for a second and bring it over so you can see Nana in action. Close up of Nana and the food in action. There's your Nana, Miss Susan. There is the, what is in this pan?
It's the ground beef, the sausage, and then the chili seasoning.
Right, and what is in this pan?
Everything else.
All kinds of vegetables and stuff, and in a minute they're going to be all put together. Here we go, coming around. I'm going to zip her on the other side here. Oh my goodness, what is Nana doing here? This is everything. The only thing we need now is heat and time, and this sucker is going to be tasting really good in a few minutes.
In a few hours.
Few hours. We just had our lunch, and now Nana's making our dinner.
It's gonna be chilly, and it's gonna be good.
It's wet and chilly outside, and it's gonna be hot and chilly in our tummy pretty
Show
soon.
them the rain outside, Grandpa.
It is. Well, I want to see your great mixing, and then I'll show the rain.
Okay. Oh, it takes big muscles.
Big muscles like Aiden and
Muscles.
McKenna have, and someday Brooklyn will have.
All of our grandkids will have big muscles.
Especially if they eat lots of chili and they toot.
So get a close-up of what it looks like right now, and as it cooks down, it's all
right.
going to blend together.
That is our chili, and
be
this is what it looks like outside today. Open the door here. It's a little bit drizzly, rainy day. We have all of our everything covered because it's been raining today. You can see it's wet outside.
Several hours later.
Okay, so it's all done. It's time to eat.
What do we have here?
This is
That
what
is-
it looks like now.
It doesn't look chilly, it looks warm. Some
Gonna be
good,
good.
healthy food. Good job, Nana. I love it. Bon appetit.